Okay, let me make sure this is working. Yeah, it's on. Okay, guys, my, my comfy pillow right here. Light a candle in honor of this little video. Okay, guys, here's one of my candles. Here's my Justin candle, which I love. So I don't know if this one's going to light. My grandson got a hold of it and pulled the wick off. I think I'm going to have to fix it down here. Let's see, guys. There we go. Okay, anyway, I'm doing this video because I think it's time that we address an issue that affects a lot of people. This is concerning people who are Wiccan or pagan, witchcraft, whatever you want to call it. I have reached a point where I am really sick and tired of seeing them ostracized, criticized, put down, made fun of, taunted, what have you. And I'm doing this because I was kind of surfing the YouTube last night, looking at different videos, kind of got into the whole. I actually saw one that was concerning a young girl who she's afraid to let her family know that she feels comfortable with the Wiccan beliefs. And this really frustrates me and angers me because no one, and I mean no one, should have to hide what their belief system is. As long as you are a good human being, you are a kind, caring, considerate person, loving person, giving person, it should not matter what your beliefs are. But when it comes to the Wiccan, pagan, witchcraft type of label, too many people are being treated badly because of this, and it's absolutely absurd. The belief systems of Wiccan, pagan, witchcraft, however you want to term it, really is, if you were to learn about it and not be closed-minded in your, and I'm sorry I might get people angry in saying this, but you Christians out there who really, you really cause a lot of grief amongst people. And of course, this does not apply to those of you that are Christian and a believer of the Christian God. This does not apply to you if you don't judge and you don't care what someone's belief is as long as they're good people. This doesn't apply to you. So don't go leaving me comments of, well, I'm a Christian and I don't do that. This is to the people out there, whether it be, Christian belief, however, whatever belief system you have. If you look at people who are in the Wiccan, pagan, witchcraft, like I say, however you want to term it, belief system, if you look at them and consider them evil, you guys need to get a grip and you need to open your eyes and your mind and realize that those that believe in the Wiccan, pagan, witchcraft beliefs are no different than anybody else. Absolutely no different. And in fact, if you were to check into what that belief system is all about, it is to harm no one, okay? It is to harm no one. And for those of you who say, oh yeah, well, what about, oh, I've heard that they like to sacrifice people and they like to, you know what? First of all, every religion has its nut jobs, its crazies that go to the extreme with the belief, okay? Every religion has that. And you want to get detailed about it, we'll get detailed about it. You criticize, you people out there who criticize people who are of the Wiccan, pagan, witchcraft, however you want to term it. I'm just going to say Wiccan for now, okay? Let's put witchcraft. Let's just make. I'm not going to go through each term. I'm just going to say the Wiccan belief, but you know what I'm saying: pagan, witchcraft, what have you. Those of you who want to criticize them, you better open your eyes as to what your Christianity is about. And I guess I tend to get the whole Christian thing going because they really, those that believe in the Christian God and think that that is the only God, you people are sorely mistaken. Number one, we do not know how we got here. Nobody knows how we got here. Nobody knows. I don't care what your religious belief tells you. You cannot actually say, I know. You can only say, I know what I've been told, what I've been taught, what I've read, but you cannot actually know. So whatever, I believe that whatever created us and put us here knew, with all of these human beings on this planet, none of it, we're not all going to think the same, believe the same, and be the same. I believe that whatever created us knew that. And sadly, whether you want to admit it or not, it is religions that have caused so many wars in this world. Horrible wars. And they continue to be that way. You see the evangelists on TV talking about how Satan, you know, Satan this, Satan that, the demon's the devil. Okay, I for one do not believe in devils and Satan and demons and that sort of stuff. Do not believe in it. I believe that that was something that was created by man as a scapegoat for his wrongdoings. What better way than to say there's a devil that made me do it? Okay, now you people who want to criticize Wiccans, witches, you better stop and think about what you're doing, because there is not one religion that doesn't have the people that go to the extremes, as I said. And when it comes to the Wiccan, you know, the witches, if you want to say that, the real thing behind that is to harm no one. They work with the earth, with the sun, with the universe, with the elements, with the planet, with nature. Okay, if you were to really check into it, you would find it is a very peaceful sort of belief system. And for those of you who say peaceful, oh yeah, look at that, you know, sacrificing people, this and that. I mean, come on, guys, get real. Every religion has somebody that does evil stuff. Look at the Catholic. Okay, I was raised by hardcore Catholicism, Roman Catholicism. That was my life. When I was in junior high school, I started feeling uncomfortable with what I was hearing in church. I didn't like it. It seemed wrong. I was young, but yet something didn't seem right. It didn't feel right. And I broke away from it. And I'm very glad I did. And as I said, this is not against anybody who, maybe you're a Catholic, maybe you're a Christian in whatever belief, and you don't criticize or judge others. Well, that's good. I'm talking about those that do criticize. To be a witch, we'll put it that way, to be a witch, and having the witchcraft and all of that, is no different than you Christians out there going to your churches and praying on your knees to your God that you believe is your God, the one on the cross, praying to saints and deities and all this. It is no different whatsoever. And why you think it is insane. There are many religions across this world. There are so many religions of all types. But the Wiccan one is really picked on because it has been associated with, oh, witches doing evil things, casting spells and all of that. Well, what do you think you're doing when you go into your little Christian churches and your other types of churches, for those that want to call your God whatever, and you criticize Wiccans, witches, whatever? What do you think it is when you're going into a church and you're praying to this God, you're praying to a saint, you're praying to some deity, the Virgin Mary, whatever? What do you think you're doing? You're casting your own little spell, shall we say, out to your deity, whatever it may be. You're saying, please help me, please help my son, please heal my father, what have you. Okay? The Wiccans, okay, many of them have their own gods and goddesses that they believe in, okay, just like you. The whole thing with the evil and the Satan and all that, that's another thing that was just created by man. Another thing that was created by man to create more chaos in this world. I would say that I am very comfortable. I began getting very comfortable with what you would call the Wiccan or witchcraft or witch belief when I was in junior high school, and I didn't know why. I certainly was never around it. Never. All I know is that when I started investigating it, I found it to be a much more beautiful thing. It wasn't a matter of everybody criticizing everybody and saying you're sinning. Because you did this, said that, acted this way, you're going to go to hell, you're going to burn, you're going to suffer, you're going to be punished, you're not going to get into the gates of heaven, you're not, you know, all these horrible things that I grew up with as a Catholic. I hated it. I went to Catholic school. I went to an all-girls Catholic school as well. I hated it. I was miserable. The nuns were the most horrible, vicious people. I hated them all. They were just nasty people. And you think about, you want to sit there and say that Wiccans have all these evil things going on. Well, you know what? You better backtrack a little. I mean, look at the Catholic faith. All those priests, you know, molesting children, and then the higher ups hiding all those priests, giving them a refuge somewhere. And it's not just the Catholic faith. A lot of faiths. Look at all these evangelists, these crazy evangelists that get on TV and get all over the place, preaching the Word of God, preaching how there's only one God, and how many of them have been caught doing everything against what they supposedly believe in and preach. The Bible, to me, is one of the most evil things out there. I mean, some of the stuff in the Bible is the most horrific, horrific stuff out there. And it was created for one reason and one reason only, and that was to control people. They had no laws such as we do now. And what better way than to put fear, the fear of God, into people. And Wiccans, witches, as I said, every religious belief or belief system has its crazies. That just goes without saying. There always going to be a point where there are the crazies, okay? So you can't sit there as a Christian, as a Catholic, as a Buddhist, as a whatever religion out there. You cannot sit there and say, oh, because I believe this way, everything is perfect. Us people that believe this are perfect. There is no such thing as a perfect group of belief, a group of people in a belief system. No such thing. Look into look into the Middle Eastern countries. Look at all the stuff that's going on over. They're doing it for their God. They're doing it for this. They're doing it for that. How pathetic and sad is it to know that so many horrific things have happened because of all these beliefs. Now, you people who want to criticize the witches and the Wiccans, you really need to get a grip. Whatever your belief system is, whether it's Catholic, Buddhist, whatever, you do not have a perfect, there is nothing perfect there. Everyone has their, every group has their insane people that take it to the extreme. Now, you criticizing somebody because they're a witch or Wiccan, pagan, whatever, you want to criticize them and say, oh, they're associated with the devil. They wear a pentacle. You need to get up your butts and go online and look up a pentacle and see what it really means, what the 5 points means. You will be very surprised what the actual meaning is. You guys have been brainwashed. Those of you that believe Wiccans, witches, whatever, you're just evil people. You have been brainwashed by the Christianity that has created so much hell on earth. I mean, we're talking about hell. Well, what more hell can you have than what is going on when people will criticize, condemn, demean, put down, ostracize someone because they're a Wiccan, they're a witch. And yet, you Christians who are against all of this are supposed to be, you're supposed to spread the word, spread love. Yeah, you want to spread the word and spread love under your terms. You want people to believe in your ways. And again, this is going out to those that, this is not going out to those that are not that way. So don't be, getting all whatever. I'm talking about those who want to criticize a Wiccan, a witch, and say, oh, she's evil, he's evil. That's insanity. Do you know how many people are out there? How many are out there that are hiding their belief system because the Christian world has led others to believe that, oh, if you see them wearing a pentacle, they are with the devil. They are evil. Well, you know what, you Christians and you one God believers, you need to realize if you have the right to walk around wearing your little cross with a guy hanging off of it and blood and holes in his body, someone has the right to wear a simple little pentacle to say, I'm a Wiccan, I'm a witch, this is my belief system. And if you will look at what the Wiccan system belief is, it's, to get along with one another. Coexist, get along with one another, harm no one, love one another, take care of Mother Earth, take care of what we have. You Christians out there who are good at doing this to everybody because they don't follow and behave and act the way you think they should, you're the worst. You're the absolute worst. And I'll tell you what you need to stop and think about, all you believers of that one God, your Christian God, whatever you want to call your God, and that you criticize Wiccans for not having one type of God like that. You need to stop and think. If you were not taught what your belief is, you Christians out there, you God believers, you one God believers, if you were not taught about that God, you would not know anything about that God, and yet you would still be alive today, okay? Just as atheists do not believe they're alive, and for those of you who say, oh, they're going to burn in hell afterwards, you really need to get a grip. Seriously, need to get a grip. No one is going to burn in hell because they have their own belief system. They're going to burn in hell if there is such a thing in hell. I don't believe in hell, but if there were such a thing as hell, you're going to burn in hell because you're an evil person. Not because of your belief system, because you're a bad person. Because you put people down, you criticize them, you make them feel bad, you make them feel worthless, you make them feel like they're nothing because they believe a certain system, a belief system. Regardless of what it is, whether, you know, if you're Catholic or whatever else, if there's people who are criticizing you, those people are evil. But the people who are Wiccans and into the witchcraft stuff, they are criticized like crazy because it has been associated with evil, and it is not associated with evil. That is just, excuse me, that is just what has been perpetuated through the years. If you were to know real people people who really believe in witchcraft and paganism and Wiccan beliefs, the good people, you would find it is an absolutely beautiful thing. It's a beautiful belief system. I mean, would you like it if people were saying, oh, you're a Christian, teach their children, oh, don't be around that Christian. Do you know why? Well, they believe in Satan and demons and the devil, so we need to worry that maybe they might think that one of us is possessed by Satan or devil or demons, and they might want to kill us. They might want to go take us out and kill us and burn us because we don't believe what they do. But they believe in all these demons and devils things. And honey, sweetheart, just in case they decide they don't, they might flip out. They might, who knows? They might think that they were taken over by the devil. But, oh yeah, see, sweetheart, you're telling a kid, you got to be careful of that Christian because they might think that they were overtaken by a devil or Satan and do something to you, maybe kill you. Maybe rape you, maybe do whatever to you. But then they'll say, the devil made me do it. I was taken over. I was possessed. Yeah, okay, right, all right? How would you like that? How would you like it if that's what people did? They sat there and said, don't get to know a Christian because they might flip out thinking that Satan has taken over them. That's the reality of it. That's what you do to people who are Wiccans. You Christians and you one God believers out there who criticize and put down witches, Wiccans, pagans, you who criticize them, who the hell are you to say anything? You have stuff in your belief systems that I find insane in the Catholic faith in itself. Do you know how it used to sicken me when I was in church and I would hear the priest say, to eat of the body of Christ, to drink of the blood of Christ? That used to really freak me out. I mean, cannibalism? Yeah, that sounds really cool, doesn't it? Okay, to symbolize eating the body and drinking the blood. I think that's kind of weird. That's my view, okay? My view. And I have even seen things on YouTube, on comments on these religious things, where I have seen people say, oh, please, spread the blood of Christ all over me. I'm sorry, but to me that sounds a little bit strange, okay? That's a little creepy. Okay, Wiccans, witches, as you put it, if you were to get to know the majority of them, they have a very loving sense of life, of people, of humanity, of nature. Very loving, very kind, wanting to do good, wanting to help others, wanting to accept everyone. Of course, you're going to have your Wiccans and witches who say, oh, you're not a Wiccan and a witch, I don't want any part of you. Well, they're just as bad as the Christians who condemn Wiccans, okay? But like I said, every group is going to have their little amount of people that go to the extreme. And there are a lot of people out there who are hiding, and it's time that they stop hiding. It's time that all witches, Wiccans, pagans wear their pentacle, wear whatever it is that they believe in, just like you Christians wear your crosses and your saint medals and all this other stuff that you have. Wiccans, pagans, witches have the right to wear what they have without being looked at like, oh, look at that. Oh my God, she's wearing a pentacle. That means she's with the devil. You better get your butts in gear and check out what the pentacle really stands for, guys. Just as the cross, people can look at the cross and say, oh my God, how horrible and evil is that? This guy is nailed up there, blood dripping down. Okay, they can take it that way. Someone else can take it as, well, that is Christ suffering for all the reasons they give. Okay? Everybody can have their view. But nobody should have to hide what they are. And I am telling all witches and Wiccans and people who are hiding with this, it's time to start coming out more. Because you have the right to be who you are too. And anybody who has taken the time to really get to know this belief system, it is incredible. You know, you can get together the same way that you Christians get together in your church, and you're sitting there admiring and praising this man on the cross with nails and blood and what have you, which I just can't handle that. But same way you get there together and you gather and you talk and you what have you. Well, you know what Wiccans have, I find an incredible, wonderful thing. You get together, you have your candles, you have your incense, you have your herbs, you have nature around you outside possibly if that's what you want to do. You have the elements, stones, wonderful, beautiful things, you know, your candles, and you relate to earth and sky and nature. It is an absolutely wonderful, beautiful thing. And for those of you that sit there and say, oh no, that's devil practice. Why the hell is it devil practice? Why? Why do you have to make everything the devil practice? Why? Because it's not what you believe. It's not what you think someone should believe, so you immediately turn it evil. It's just like me, okay? When I get a sense of something, and I have had things occur in my life that are of what you might call a little paranormal, I don't sit there and go, oh, it's evil. I can't tell you how many people instantly, it's evil. Oh, it's evil. I'm sorry, I don't think that way. And maybe because I don't believe it's evil when I sense something unusual around me, I don't sense evil. Nothing evil occurs to me. I don't have, you know, a knife flying out of the drawer to come into my chest. And until I see an evil entity, and I mean actually see it, you know, sober as hell, and I see this thing appear in front of me, evil and scary, I'm sorry, I'm going to be a little skeptical, which is normal. It's a normal state of mind to be skeptical. Hold on a minute, guys. The light in here is going down, I can tell. Okay. So, there, a little sunlight from nature out there. It's evening, it's, you know, sun's starting to set. So, I'm doing this because I know there are a lot of people out there who want to be who they are as a Wiccan, pagan, witch, whatever you want to call yourself. They want to be who they are, but they're afraid. In the workplace, they're afraid. In school, they're afraid everywhere. And why? Because of all the Christians, all the God believers out there. Our damn president up there, you know, preaching God. I think that should be out of politics. That's my belief. I don't think it belongs in politics. But that is why the Wiccans, the witches, are afraid to come out because of the label they've been given. And I find that ironic because how much torture and horrific things have happened from the believers of this Christian God. How many times have you heard a story where a parent says, oh, I had to kill my child, Satan took him over. I starved my child to try to get Satan out of him. There's a lot of crazy in everything, people. And all of you people out there, you need to stop coming down on people who consider themselves witches or Wiccans, pagans. You need to stop. Everybody has the right to believe what they want as long as they are good people. That is what matters, that you are a good person, a caring person, a helpful person, a loving person, a person who wants to make things better in others' lives, in your life. That's what matters, not what you believe in. You can take, let me give you an example. If you were to take, let's say, 20 kids and their parents, okay? Before these children are born, you take them and you put them out in a forest, okay? It's for all you Christians who sit there, oh, I know, my God, he's the one, and you're Satan for even saying this. Satan's gotten you for even making this video. You need to stop and think about this. If you took 20 kids and their families, their parents, and put them out in the forest before they're born, had no communication with the outside world, zero, no radio, no TV, no papers, no knowledge of the outside world, and these children were born. And those parents said, see that mighty oak tree right there? I want you to pray to that tree. I want you to say your prayers, and I want you to ask that tree for help when you need it. I want you to turn to that tree because that tree will be there for you always. That tree is powerful. That tree has miraculous powers. And then they watch you, the parents, get in front of the tree and pray, Almighty tree, please take care of my children. Almighty tree, I ask that you please get us through this illness. Those children will believe that that tree has the power because that is what they have been taught. That is what they have been taught. So automatically they see their parents do it, they believe this tree is a god. You can say, well, this tree is God. You could raise that child saying, see this tree, it's God. He would know nothing else. Those children would know nothing else. And why? Because they haven't been taught anything else, all right? They would believe the tree is God, is a miraculous being, because they don't know anything else. Same goes for anybody, any belief, even the Wiccan pagan belief. You are believing what you're believing because you either were taught it or you decided to read about it and discover it yourself. No one was innately born with a belief system. No one. You are not born, you Christians out there and you God believers, were not born knowing about God. You weren't. You were taught about your God, your Christian God. You were taught about whatever belief system it is you have. I have a little 4-year-old and 2-year-old grandchild. They are not being raised with any particular religion. Their parents, my daughter wants to let them choose should the time come when they're older. And I think that's fantastic. And let me tell you, at 4 and 2, they're not sitting here already knowing about God and having all these fears. Oh, I did this, so God's going to punish me. Oh, I did that, so I'm going to go to hell. Oh. They don't know anything about that. They are the happiest, most loved little children, lovely little children. They are not innately born with it. No one is. So for all you people out there criticizing pagans and witches and all the Wiccan faith and all of that, you don't know what you know about your God because it was innately, you were born with it in your head. No, you were taught it through the Bible, through whoever in your family or friends. You were taught it. And the Bible was written by man. It was not written by some mysterious being up there who, shot ink onto a paper. It was written by man. And those of you say, oh yeah, but it was God who put that man there to write it. Okay, whatever. There's no getting past that with some of you. But you need to understand, you are only believing what you're believing because you were taught, not because you were born with it. And it seems to me that if there is this Christian God, as you know, wanting us to believe in him as you know him, seems to me we would have been born with that. Don't you think? Okay? Just as we are born with other senses that are automatic and natural. Like my 2-year-old. When he's here at night, if he walks to a bedroom where the light is off, he does not walk into that bedroom. He just turned 2. He doesn't know good, evil, right, wrong, all that kind of stuff. But when he sees that dark room, his innate sense says, don't walk in there. It's dark. Why? That is what has kept us alive. This is what has caused us to survive. Those senses that say, be cautious, be aware, we know better, you know better, don't go in there. Just like when you're walking down the street at night, do you want to take a dark alley at 1 o'clock in the morning? No, because your brains tell you, danger, danger. Same with dogs. You watch dogs, you watch your pets. They automatically have a sense. Okay, I smell something, I hear something. They're not taught about God or anything like that. It's an automatic sense. We people have the same thing. It's just like when you meet a person and you get that funny feeling. There are those of you Christians who are going to say, oh, that's God putting the Word of God in you. Okay, I say it's what we were created with in order to survive. Okay, you meet somebody and you get that feeling of, ooh, I don't like that person. I don't care for that much. I don't like him. There's something not right about him. That's an innate sense that we have. You were not born with that about God. You have to be taught that. And when it comes to the Wiccans, any Wiccan, any witch that I have known in my life, they are the most loving, caring human beings ever. Judge nobody, accept everyone, want to be good to everyone. And as I said, leave out the nut jobs who, yeah, they might go sacrifice a cat or who knows what else. Sorry, no worse than you Christians who sit there and say someone is got Satan. So you try to exorcise them and you put them in a mental institution and you do all this other stuff. Come on, guys, it's no different, all right? The only difference is when it comes to Christianity, the masses out there controlling the world is frightening. It's scary to me. It is frightening to me. I know people right now who, if somebody's, like, say somebody kills somebody, the first thing they say is, oh, Satan's doing it. You know what, people? There's this thing called mental illness. And it's that Christian thinking that is keeping people from coming out that maybe feel they do have something wrong. Mental illness is caused by many things. Chemical imbalances, depression. There's a lot of things that cause mental illness. Something that they were born with, something just wasn't right, okay? But people hide because there is such a stigma if you're not thinking the way the Christian God world thinks you should think, the medical world thinks you should think. There are a lot of people out there who they want to come out, they want to say, I'm a Wiccan, I'm a witch, but they're terrified because of all you Christians and you God believers out there who would condemn them. You'd say they're evil. Well, I'm really sorry, but how do I know you're not evil? How do I know that when I walk into your house, you're not sitting there thinking, Satan has taken me over. Oh my God, Satan's taken me over. I think I'm going to kill her because something doesn't feel right. How do I know that? So should I not walk into your house because you're a Christian, a God believer, and you might think, oh, Satan has taken you over and you might do something to me? Should I? No, that's insane. Just as it's insane for anyone to judge someone because they are a Wiccan, pagan, witchcraft believer, okay? It's insanity. And this needs to stop. We need to be able to accept people for who and what they are. I hated the Catholic faith. I hated everything about it, the hypocrisy in it. What I saw going down in the church and that Pope that just resigned, I don't know about anybody else, but man, I look at his face and I don't know what it is, but it just looks evil to me. The man looks evil. There's something about him that just doesn't look right. And that's just my view. But the whole Catholic, the Pope and that whole situation there, that to me, there's something very twisted and sick in that whole situation. The fact that they hid all those priests and they're hiding them and they're covering for them for what they've done is sickness in itself. It's a very sick and twisted organization in my view. And it's not just the Catholics, as I said. Look at how many of these so-called believers of God have been caught doing all these things, having multiple affairs, having all kinds of weird stuff going on in their life, while they get on TV or they get in front of crowds preaching the Word of God. Okay? I can't think of anything more evil. If you want to believe in evil, I can't think of anything more evil than to be preaching the word of being good while yet you're doing everything that is wrong. And when I see these evangelists on TV preaching about everything, oh, well, yeah, Satan's doing this, oh, the devil, demons have come. It scares me to even think that people think that way. The Wiccan belief is more of, yes, there are those that have their different gods and goddesses. Isis, you can go through the whole. I don't, okay? I will be honest with you. I don't believe in any god or goddess in any sense like that because to me, for me personally, I get my greatest comfort in just relating to this earth, to the sky. You may think it's corny. I don't. I love it. When I'm feeling upset, I'll go outside at night, look at the stars, look at the skies, and I literally just, universe. I call it universe, okay? You can call it whatever you want. I call it universe. I wish there was a faith called the universe craft. You know, I belong to the universe craft. That's what I would love to hear. I go out there and I talk to the stars and the skies in my head, sometimes a little out loud if I'm alone, you know. And I will sit there, please help me through this. Please take care of my children. Please take care of my grandchildren. Please keep us safe. I talk to this earth, the universe, the sky, nature. I talk to it. That is how I relate. I don't have any gods and goddesses because I think that again kind of gets into, you know, I've heard some people in the Wiccan craft say, oh, you know, this goddess will, oh, she'll do this to you, or you turn your back on her, she'll make you pay. See, I can't get into all that. I mean, I have nothing against it if that's what you do in your Wiccan and pagan belief. I have nothing against it at all. I personally am a believer of the universe, okay? What I see, this beautiful earth, the sky, nature, animals, we don't know how it all got here. No one has a clue. In reality, we don't. I turn to that. That is where I gain my comfort from. Sometimes I can just go out in the back and just sit there and take in the sun, take in the sky, take in the wind, even the wind. I love the wind. And I feel connected to Mother Earth, to the sky. I just feel connected to nature, and it makes me feel good. You can go sit in a park and just sit there and let the green grass, the trees, hear the wind going through the trees. It is one of the most beautiful feelings. That's where I find a lot of comfort from. I don't go to any gods or goddesses or anything like that, but I find great comfort in my universe craft, which I think is more, you know, it's more geared towards the Wiccan. Yes, it is. I don't call myself a witch because, no, I don't cast spells and I don't do, you know, all the herbal stuff and all that. No, I don't. That's just not me. It's not where I find my comfort zone. A lot of people do. However, I do love candles. I do love, you know, different stones and elements. Yes, I am very attracted to that and find comfort in them for a lot of reasons. So what I am saying is the time has come for anyone. I do feel more attracted and connected to the Wiccan pagan belief system. I'm very comfortable with it. I love it. It makes me feel good. When I'm out and about and I look at people, I don't look at them as Christian, Buddhist, I can't even think of all the religions, you know, Baptist, Lutheran, Mormon. I don't look at them that way. I just look at people as people. Are you good? Are you kind? That's all I care about. And it's interesting because my youngest son, whom I raised with no religion, zero religion, the only thing he saw was me occasionally, you know, he knew I liked the witchy kind of stuff. He always said, if you were a teenager now, Mom, you'd be all goth. I don't know if I would, but he didn't grow up with any religion. And oddly enough, he was, of all 5 of my children, he was the calmest, most accepting, most connected person that I don't know how to describe it. The other 4 I unfortunately put through the whole Catholic rigmarole of catechism, communion, and all that garbage. And I remember they hated it. Oh, they hated it. And they would come out of their classes crying, Mom, I hate that. I don't like that. It's mean, blah, blah, blah. Stupid me went ahead with it till my 5th child, something said, stop it, and I did. And amazingly, he has the most open-minded view of the world and people. So to all you people out there who want to condemn someone and look at someone in a negative light because they are Wiccan, witch, pagan, you have a serious problem of your own. Because if you're going to believe in a Christian God, you know, the God that I believe in, the universe, whatever you want to call it, that I believe in, is accepting of all mankind, whatever your belief system is, as long as you're good. And this has to stop. People need to be able to come out and say, yes, I'm a witch. Yes, I'm a pagan. I'm Wiccan. And people go, oh, okay, you know, if they want to bring it out. You don't have to. Just like Christians don't walk around saying, oh, they don't walk into work and go, I'm a Christian, I believe in God. Or at least most people don't. But if it should come out where, you know, say something happens in the workplace and say, oh, I'm going to go to church and say a prayer for you. Well, People, okay, thank you. Should be the same thing for a Wiccan. If it's a Wiccan person who says, you know what, I'm going to go home and I'm going to do a little spell to the universe to send you love and healing. They should get the same response as, well, thank you, I appreciate that. Not, you're a Wiccan? You're what? You're a witch? Is that what you're calling yourself? Oh my God, you're evil. No. It is time that this stops. We have the right to be who we are and say that we are who we are. Everyone does, whatever your belief. As long as you're a good person, that's all that matters. And all you people out there who are Christians and teaching your children that that's the only way to be, otherwise they're going to burn in hell, they're going to suffer. You are just doing what has been done throughout the centuries. You're creating more hell on earth with that kind of thinking. Wiccans, the ones that follow it in the light path, they want nothing but good. They want nothing but happiness for those that they know, come in contact with. That's what they want. They don't want any evil. So it is time that all of you Christians and God believers out there are accepting of anybody who calls themselves a witch or a pagan or a Wiccan. They are no different than you in any way. They have their belief system. There are their good and their bad in their crowds, just as there are in yours. And all of you younger people out there, if you're being raised to think that, oh, the Christian God is the only way, anything else is evil, you are dead wrong. You are dead wrong in that thinking. Every group of people has its good and evil. I don't care what you believe in. I don't care if you're an atheist. I don't care if you're the strongest religious person in the world. There is evil, unkind people in every situation. And it is time that we come out of this time warp we're in, where we've got to hide ourselves and people have to hide themselves. Oh my gosh, I can't say I'm a witch. I can't say I'm a Wiccan. I can't. You know what? I integrated, if you want the truth. There are things from my Catholic upbringing that I still love. I have a candle that has a beautiful guardian angel with over a baby on it. I love what that stands for. A guardian angel protecting a baby. That is beautiful. I love that. I love what angels stand for. They are beautiful. Just as fairies, what little, things we've been taught as fairies, I love what those supposedly stand for. You can find the good or you can find the evil. That's your choice in anybody and in any belief system. So I am saying now, anybody out there who is Wiccan, witch, or whatever, and you're holding in, we need to start coming out and saying, no, I am just as good a human being as anybody else. I am a good person. I care about you. I'm there to help you. I'm there to be your friend. I am there. They are everywhere. They're in suits. They're in doctor's scrubs, nurse's scrubs. They're in teachers' classrooms. They're everywhere. But they keep it quiet because the Christian world has condemned them into where they feel like if I come out, they're going to say, ooh, you have to do with Satan. Ooh. No, it's you Christians out there who are always talking about Satan and the devil. You're always talking about, oh, somebody did something wrong. It's Satan that did it. Oh my gosh, you believe this? Oh, that's because the demons have gotten inside you. It's not the Wiccans doing it, it's you. So you need to stop and think. It's you doing that, not the Wiccans, people. So it's time. It's time that you start teaching your children to be accepting of all faiths, whatever it is. And the Wiccan, pagan, witchcraft, witches, they've been picked on the most because the labels that have been put with it. Oh, you believe in Satan and the devil. Well, no, you don't believe in devil and the Satan and all of that when you're if you're in the true belief system of the Wiccans and pagans. You don't believe in the devil and all of that garbage. You just know right and wrong. You're a good person or you're a bad person. That's all there is to it. So it is time that we stop all of this crap of picking on people because they are Wiccan, pagan, witchcraft, believe in it, whatever. No different than you guys getting over there, lighting your candles in your church, getting on your knees, praying to some saint, statue, or deity of whatever, praying and saying, please, please, please. No different than the witch at home lighting her candles, doing her incense, and saying to the universe or to whatever beliefs goddess or goddess she has, no difference. You do not have the right to say that your Christian God is the only right God out there. Whatever created us knows that we were all going to have different thoughts. No one was going to believe in one specific thing. That's just not the reality of it. You can raise somebody, you can raise 5 children in a Catholic church going to the same teacher, the same school, the same church, the same priest. They're still going to come out with different thoughts because we are human. So it is time to stop the condemnation of people who call themselves witches, Wiccans, what have you, and accept them. If you are truly a believer of this God of yours who is supposed to represent good and loving, then you should know that it doesn't mean that you have to follow a certain path. How many Christians and God believers out there have done the most evil things? Go check your prisons, okay? Look at the statistics in prisons. I believe it is like almost 90-some% are Christian, believers of God. The rest are atheists, agnostics, that type of thing. What does that say? Okay? It says a lot to me. So quit criticizing, quit condemning, quit ostracizing people because they are Wiccans or witches. It is time to stop it. I love my candles. I love using my candles in my private little ceremonies with this earth in this universe, okay? I love it. It gives me great comfort, okay? Just as when you go to your church and you pray and light a candle, what have you, it brings you comfort. Well, it is time that all of you Christians out there and every other faith that wants to ostracize the Wiccans, pagans, and witches out there, it is time to stop. Because they have their good people just as you have your good people. They have their ones that go to extreme just as you have your people that go to the extremes. There is no difference. The only difference is that you Christians out there and you believers of this Christian God, you want to make everyone feel that they are worthless unless they go in your path and your direction, and that is wrong. It is absolutely wrong. It does not matter, and I will repeat it, it does not matter what you believe in. What matters is that you are a good human being. If you want to believe in that tree, if you want to call a tree in your backyard your God, well, be my guest. As long as you are a good person. That's what matters. Be good. Be kind. Be loving. Care about one another. Care about your family. Care about your friends. Care about others. Care about the sufferings that others go through across this world. Help if you can. If it's $5, help to organizations, whatever. Help one another in mankind as humans. That is what matters, not what someone believes. Because if your belief system makes you want to hate somebody because they don't believe your way, you are the evil one, not the one that you're condemning. So I say it again. Time to end this. The light's disappearing. I'm going to say it clearly. All of you believers out there, you Christians, and all you haters of Wiccans, pagans, and witches, remember, they are human beings. And just as what you believe in comforts you, what they believe in comforts them. I find my greatest comfort in this earth. I find my greatest comfort in elements, the fire, the stones, the things around me. I find great comfort. I integrate certain things that I did learn in my Catholic faith that I still love. There are certain things I still love, but I do not, under any circumstances, say that the devil or Satan has taken someone over. There are people who are mentally ill for whatever reason, and it's not because they are taken over by Satan or the devil. I don't believe in that. I really don't even believe in evil spirits in the sense that until I see one, I'm sorry, that's the skeptic in me. In that sense, I believe there are spirits. I have experienced things. I have not run into one evil. I'm not saying they don't exist for those of you that say that it has occurred, but until I see an evil spirit right in front of me or doing something evil, I can't say I believe. It's just me. But for those of you who want to condemn anyone because of their belief system, you are the evil one, okay? You are the evil one. And all you young people out there, if you watch this, don't you dare go through life saying, well, I was taught that there is only one God, the God Almighty, Jesus Christ, and all of that, the Lord. Don't you dare condemn someone because they don't believe in the same as you. You only condemn someone if they are evil, and by that I mean they do things to hurt people, cause pain, suffering, are intentionally cruel, are unforgiving. Don't try to see the better side of a human being. Everybody makes mistakes in life, and everybody has to be understanding of that. And of course you do have your people who are mentally ill and will kill and torture and rape and do horrific things, kidnap. Those people will always be around. There's no getting rid of them. You do not judge someone because of their faith. If that were the case, then I'd have to say I can't talk to anybody who's Christian because 90% of the jails are full of Christians. That tells me you're all crazy. I won't do that. I will judge you strictly for one reason. Are you good? Are you kind? Are you caring? Are you considerate? Are you loving? Do you want to really help somebody? Or are you going to sit there and criticize them and judge them because they don't think, act, breathe, and behave like your faith believes it should be? That's when I won't like you. I won't want any part of you. If you are the kind to sit there and judge someone because of their faith, their belief system, I want no part of you. Because you know what? You are the one who's going to live in hell because you're going to spend your life feeling like everybody's not becoming what you think they should be, and you're going to be miserable. I won't do that. I will simply live my life liking people because they are good to me, good to others, and do the right thing in life. So, to you people who want to condemn us and anyone who is not of the Christian God belief that you believe in, I feel sorry for you because you're going to miss out on knowing a lot of wonderful people and a lot of wonderful practices that have to do with the elements of earth and sky and the beauty of nature. That is mainly what the Wiccan, pagan, witchcraft belief is all about. When you see somebody lighting their incenses and their candles and casting their spells, as it were, like you sit there and you talk to whatever it is you believe in. The witches, they sit in their circle and they sit and they talk and they sit there, oh universe, they call upon the winds, north, west, east, and south. They call upon whatever it is that they give them comfort. I ask that you please bring good things to my son. I ask that you please bring peace to this planet, bring health, bring safety. They're wonderful. They have a lot of beautiful practices. So you quit criticizing the Wiccans and witches. There are a lot of good people that are of that. And you need to help those that want to come out and be who they are. How many youthful people in this country, how many youths are of that belief, but they don't want to come out because they're afraid that they'll be condemned by their own family, their own flesh and blood will sit there and say, oh, you're possessed by the devil. When no, it's not that. They were drawn to it for whatever reason, just like me. I don't know why I was drawn to it. I'm not an evil person. I'm not out there practicing Satanism. I'm a good person. I care about people. I love people. I want to help people. If I were a multimillionaire, I'd be helping so many people. I wouldn't be living in 20,000 mansions. I'd be helping people if I were a millionaire. That is my nature. And yet my nature is to believe in more of the pagan and Wiccan things than that Christianity that used to scare the hell out of me and make me feel like I was no good all the time, that I was a sinner doing wrong all the time. No matter what you did, you did wrong. You were evil. So I got out of that, and I thank goodness I did. So I say to you, Wiccans and witches and pagans, you come out, you be who you are. And if you are ostracized or criticized by someone, to hell with them. You don't need them in your life. And there's only one way we are going to come out and show the true side of who we are, and that is to be out there. Just like that Catholic and that Christian who wears their crosses and who wears anything regarding saints and has it all around their homes. You walk in, you see the cross, you see saints, you see pictures of their deities. You don't walk in and go, oh my gosh, I better be careful because he's, that's just who they are. And you don't condemn and criticize. You accept them. So for all you Christians out there who want to condemn the Wiccans, you better stop and think. Should I look at you and say, you could possibly think that you're possessed by Satan or the devil? I better not be around you because you might flip out. Would you like that? No, you wouldn't. So then quit doing it to the witches, Wiccans, and pagans of this world. Good night, y'all, and be good. That's all that matters, is to be good and caring, not your religious belief. Be good and caring. Good night. See y'all.